to yoga nidra is to go through a practice that might heat you up a little bit. So with that being said, before we begin to move our bodies and create some heat, let's just close our eyes and start the process of centering ourselves. What does that mean? That just means trying to bring yourself to a place mentally and physically where you're completely present on your mat. Maybe you picture the room that you're in. And if you're lucky enough to have a door, maybe you imagine that all of the things that have happened to you this morning, all of the things that are awaiting you throughout the rest of the day, you're just going to leave it all in a box outside of that door. And that allows you to physically and mentally give yourself permission to be completely present in your practice. Start to notice as you deepen your breath a little bit, maybe lengthening your inhale and then lengthening your exhale. What's showing up as you breathe? Does deepening your breath create space anywhere in your body? Does deepening your breath create any discomfort anywhere? So we're always investigating. We're always looking with a sense of curiosity at what is happening in our bodies right now. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Allow your chin to drop down toward your chest. And then maybe you even take that chin and move it a little bit closer to that notch at the base of your throat, stretching your neck. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, begin to open your eyes and follow your hands with your gaze as you raise your arms up over your head, reaching up as high as you can. And then you're going to let that left arm drop down. Your right arm comes up and over. Stretch as much as you can. Bend your elbow. Inhale, lift. And then as you exhale, go down the other way, stretching through your side body. Inhale, lift. As you exhale, palms forward, chest forward, head forward, release yourself down. Try to soften your shoulders. And your next exhale, creep your fingers out a little bit further, creating some spinal extension. And then walk both of your hands to the right side of your mat, putting your left hand on top of your right hand. And then both of your hands walk over to the left side of your mat. Your right hand comes on top of your left. Hands come back to center. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Big breath in. And as you exhale, lift yourself up and onto all fours. And once you're on all fours, spread your fingers nice and wide. Look down at your fingers. Do they look like the rays of the sun? So your feet are going to start flat on the mat. And I want you to exaggerate the feeling of dropping your belly, lifting that tailbone and looking up. We're trying to get a lot of movement in your spine. Big breath in, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin around your spine as much as you can. And then once again, drop your belly button, tailbone raises, look up. And as you exhale, tuck and round. Come to a neutral spine. Curl your toes, leading with your tailbone. So your butt rises first, your knees stay bent, and hover here for a moment. Then lift your hips a little higher, knees are still bent. Lift your hips a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, and then straighten your legs, drop your heels, your first down dog of the day, maybe. Pedal your feet out a little bit, alternating bending your knees, tapping your heels, shaking your booty a little. And then come to a still point, testing the distance of our down dog. We'll lift ourselves onto our tippy toes, rock yourself forward to plank. 3 big breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale 1. Another big breath in. Exhale, 2. Another big inhale. Tighten your belly. Exhale, hips rise. You are back in down dog. Lift your right leg nice and high in the air. Hold it up there. And then you're going to take a nice breath in. As you exhale, step your right foot to your right wrist. So we're loosening up our hip joint. We're using our quads. We're using our core. And then you're going to send that leg right back up into the air. And then same right leg, step it to your wrist. Send it back out. Step it to your wrist. Send it back out. One more time. Step it to your wrist. Stay here and drop down a little bit lower. Big hip stretch. And then send that right leg back up into the air and drop your right leg behind your left leg. Your ankles are crossed. Lift your hips, drop your head. Uncross your feet. And if your wrists are okay, we're going to go right into the other side. So lift up that left leg nice and high. Step your left foot to your left wrist. Send it back out. Left foot, left wrist. Back out 2 more times. Foot to wrist and back out in the air. And then your foot comes to your wrist. Stay here. Drop that right hip down a little bit further. You should hopefully feel a stretch in your hip flexor where your thigh meets your torso. And then send that left leg back up into the air. And then when it comes down, it lands behind your right ankle. Your ankles are crossed. You stay here. Your hips come a little higher. Uncross your feet. Come up onto your tippy toes. Rock yourself forward to plank. Hold it here. And then come down onto your knees. Sink your hips to your heels. Bring your arms behind you. Let your shoulders completely relax. So all those down dogs to planks, sometimes put some pressure on your shoulders and your wrists. So take a moment here. Let your palms face upward so your wrists are at ease, your shoulders are at ease. And then slide your hands back out in front of you. Lift yourself to all fours, curl those toes, hips rise, you're back in down dog. And you're going to walk your feet toward your hands. And once your feet are near your hands, slide your hands to your shins, look forward. And as you exhale, fold forward. So this is not, well, I'm not sure what time you wake up, but I don't think you just rolled out of bed. You've been moving around for a little while, I'm assuming. So you can probably straighten your knees a little bit more than if this were 6:30 in the morning class. At that point, I would have insisted that there's a nice little bend in your knees because your hamstrings would have been too tight. But that being said, if you feel like this is really uncomfortable in the back of your legs, then bend your knees a little bit. Your head's relaxed. Bring your fingertips onto the floor. Take your right foot, cross it behind your left. So your ankles are crossed again. And then you're going to sweep that right arm up into the air. You're going to try to twist and look up to that right hand. This is almost a complete spinal twist. With your legs crossed, it's really challenging your balance. Release your right hand down, uncross your feet. Left foot comes behind your right ankle. And then you sweep that left arm up into the air, turning your belly, your ribs, your shoulder, and you look up to that left hand. Release your hand down, uncross your feet, step your right leg back into a lunge. Stay here for a moment. So you're dropping that right hip, getting a stretch in that hip flexor. Hold it here, drop that hip a little more. Gently shift your weight forward a little and shift your weight back. And again, shift your weight forward, shift your weight back, press through that back right heel, get a big stretch in your calf. And then step your left foot back to meet your right. Here we are in our plank again. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're adding a chaturanga. Bend your elbows, hover. Straighten your arms, plank. Lift your hips down, dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Straighten your arms, hips rise, down dog. Right leg up into the air, look to your hands, step that right foot forward. Stay here, pressing into your right foot. Slide your hands up onto your thigh to steady yourself. Move a little further away so you can see me. So you're rolling your shoulders back. You're tucking that tailbone under. You're going to feel this a little bit in that left hip flexor. But that right foot is far enough forward that it's supporting you. If your foot's back too far, it's not going to help you stay steady. So nice and far forward. Hands to your heart center. We're going to be here for a little while. Tap your left knee and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Stay here. Think about which is your left elbow. Take that left elbow, bring it to the outside of your right thigh. Turn your belly, your ribs, your chest, look toward your right shoulder. Come back to center. Raise your arms up into the air. Try to look toward your hands. Press into your right foot and step your feet together. Open nice and wide. Fold forward. Stay here for a moment. And then bend your knees. Walk or jump yourself to plank pose. Big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Slide your hands to your shins, look forward. And exhale, fold. Step that left leg back into a lunge. So that left heel presses back. Big stretch in that left calf. Shift your weight forward. Shift your weight back. Shift your weight forward. Shift your weight back. Hold it. Step your right leg back. Plank pose. Big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Straighten your arms. Hips rise, down dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Straighten your arms. Raise your hips, down dog. Left leg up into the air. Step it forward. Slide your hands onto your right thigh. Tuck your tailbone under. On your left thigh, sorry. So your left foot is forward. That right heel's pressing back. You make sure that you're using that whole left foot. Are you rolling to the outer edge of that foot? Do you have to shift your weight into that left big toe? Hands together. Tap that right knee and lift. Tap and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come down, hold it. Right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Turn your belly, your ribs, your chest. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Raise your arms up into the air. Try to look to your hands. Press into that left foot. Step your feet together. Open your arms nice and wide. Fold forward. Slide your hands to your shins. Look forward. And then as you exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Drop your hips. Hands come together. We're in our chair pose. So we're going to stay here for a moment. We're really firing up our quads, firing up our glutes, working on a little balance. Shift your weight into your right leg, lift up your left knee and hold it. And then bring that left leg behind you, curtsy deeply. And then come back to your chair pose. Lift up your right knee, bring it behind your left foot, curtsy deeply. Lift yourself up, chair pose. Again, left foot back, curtsy and chair. Right foot curtsy and chair. Again, curtsy and chair. Curtsy and chair. Good, stay here. Arms come out to the side. Nice big circles forward from your shoulder joint. So picture that ball and socket of your shoulder. You're lubricating it. Go backward. Come to a still point. Sweep your hands behind you. Clasp your hands together. Stand up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look up. Big breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward. Lift your arms as you drop your head. And then hands come back to your shins. Look forward. And as you exhale, bend your knees, drop your hips, hands come to your heart center. We're going to do our curtsies one more time. We're going to add our arms. So arms come out to the side. Step your left foot behind you. Left hand sweeps across your body, taps the floor, and back to your chair. Right foot, right arm, and chair like an Olympic speed skater. Left chair, and then back to chair. Curtsy and sweep. Back to chair. Again, curtsy, sweep, and chair. Curtsy, sweep, and chair. Big breath in. Exhale, arms behind you. Clasp those hands, squeeze those shoulders, stand up. And then as you exhale, you fold forward, arms rise as your head and chest drops. Release your arms. Lift yourself up enough so that your arms can dangle. And just stir that nice big pot of soup in front of you with both your arms. And then you're going to reverse it. You're going to go around the other way. Come to a still point. Stay here. Let gravity wash over your body. And then bend your knees enough that your fingertips can come to the floor. And you're going to one more time walk yourself to plank and roll yourself to the outer edge of your left foot. Right arm comes up into the air. We're going to stay here. Maybe you tap your hip and lift. Tap and lift. Drop and lift. Hold it. Maybe you look up to your right hand. And then look down to the mat. Right hand comes down, you're back in your plank. Roll yourself to the outer edge of that right foot, left arm up in the air. And then maybe you drop and lift. If this is too much pressure, you can always put that right knee on the floor. Drop and lift. Drop and lift. Look up to that left hand. And then your hand comes to the mat, knees to the floor. Hips to your heels, arms behind you, child's pose. Slide your hands next to you to steady yourself. Flop yourself down, swing your legs in front of you. Hands come behind your thighs. So you roll your shoulders back, you lean back a little bit. Lift up one leg, lift up the other. Toes to your face. Arms come straight out, hold it here. This is Ardha Navasana, half boat pose. I'm going to try to add a little rowing of our boat. So bring your elbows back and release. Squeeze and release. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, hold it. And then open your knees, hold the outer edges of your feet, lift your chest, straighten one leg, straighten the other, look straight ahead at something that's not going to move. Engage your core. And then feet come together, knees come together, hands come together. You're going to tap your toes and lift. Twist to the right, come back to center. Tap your toes and lift. Twist to the left and center. So that's the pattern. Tap and lift, right and center. Tap and lift, left and center. One more time. Tap and lift, right and center. Tap and lift, left and center. Excellent. Feet on the floor. Wrap your hands around your legs. Lift your chest up nice and high. Bring those shoulder blades together. Lift your chin. Maybe even drop your head back a little. That feels safe for your neck. And then tuck your chin around your spine. Pull your belly button in. Round, round, round. And one more time, lift your chest, shoulder blades come together, gaze is upward, head drops back. And then you tuck your chin, you round your spine, belly pulls in. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to stretch your right leg straight out in front of you. Hands are on the floor. Turn your right foot out to the side. So your toes are not facing up, they're facing out. We're trying to target this inner thigh muscle, okay? So I'll stay here. You're going to slowly lift that leg up and hold it. Lift it a little bit higher and hold it. If it starts to internally rotate, point those toes out to the side. We want that external hip rotation. Hold it. Slowly lower it down. Don't let it touch the mat. And then slowly lift it back up. But with everybody's camera off, I can't tell if you're letting it touch the mat or not. Slowly lower it down, let it hover. And then lift, hold it, hold it, hold it. Slowly lower it, let it hover. And then release it down, toes to your face, slide that knee back in. And then your other leg comes out, toes out to the side. Leading with your heel, right? Like there's a big fish hook in there and somebody's reeling you in. Lift that leg up, hold it. Lift it a little higher and hold it. Lift it a little higher, hold it. Slowly, slowly, slowly lower it down, let it touch. And then slowly bring it back up and hold it. One more time, slowly lower it down. Don't let it touch, let it hover. And hover, and hover. And then foot comes to the floor and slide your knee back. Excellent. And now arms are going to come straight out. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, pull your belly in, slowly lower yourself. Almost the whole way down. Pause. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, lift yourself back up. Again, slowly come almost the whole way down. You're going to hover, hover, hover. Lift yourself back up. One more time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Come almost the whole way down. Hover. And then lift yourself back up. Beautiful. You're going to cross your ankles, take your right foot, and maybe your left foot, put it on top of your right thigh, and just sit here for a moment. Lift your spine, create as much spinal extension as you can. The taller you lift up, the bigger stretch you're going to get through that left hip. And then lift your arms up and begin to fold your body over. Relax your head, relax your chest. Nice big breath in. Exhale, lift your arms up. And then release your hands. Take that leg, bring it to the outside of your right leg. Wrap that right arm around your left. Left hand comes behind you. You sit up nice and tall again. You've got a good stretch going on. And then you turn your belly. You turn your ribs. You turn your chest. And you look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Uncross your legs, windshield wiping them back and forth a little bit. And now you're going to take that right foot, put it on top of your left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Arms come up over your head. Begin to fold forward. If the act of folding forward makes that hip start to scream, then stay sitting up straight. If this is super uncomfortable, then take your foot down or stretch that leg out in front of you, okay? You don't want to you don't ever want to create a situation where you feel like you're getting yourself into trouble. But if you feel okay, begin to surrender your head, your chest, your shoulders, your head, and take a few big, deep breaths. And then lift yourself up, arms release. You take that right leg, bring it to the outside of your left, wrap that left arm around. Right hand comes behind you, you sit up nice and tall. So your right thumb is right by your tailbone. You're using that right arm as a lever to straighten that spine. Big breath in, exhale, turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest, and look over that right shoulder. Come back to center. Uncross your legs. Once again, windshield wiper them back and forth a little bit. And now one more time. Feet are out in front of you. Arms are out. Big breath in. Exhale, slowly come down a little bit. Hold it. Come down a little bit further and hold it. A little bit further and hold it. Big breath in. Exhale, lift up. Beautiful. One more time. Nice breath in. Exhale, lower and hold. Lower and hold. A lot of core work I'm sneaking in. Lower and hold. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then you can release yourself down. And you hug one knee in. And then you hug the other knee in and gently rock yourself from side to side. Place both of your feet on the floor. Bring your arms to your side. Leave your hands facing down because you might want a little bit of assistance. You're going to begin to lift your hips. Then you're going to lift your lower back, then your middle back, then your upper back. Okay, so you're as high as you can possibly be here. And then you're going to shift your weight into that left leg, lift your right leg up into the air and stay here. Pressing into your left heel, tap your butt and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift, hold it. Lower yourself down, take that right leg, put it on top of your left thigh, hug your left knee into your chest. Release your left foot down, uncross your legs. Hands are back at your side. Section by section, right? Picture yourself lifting your spine up section, vertebrae by vertebrae. Use your imagination. First, that butt lifts, then that lower back. So as my lower back lifts, I can still feel my whole middle back and upper back on the mat. Then I lift a little higher, then a little higher, then a little higher till it's practically just my shoulder blades on the floor. And you're going to shift your weight into your right leg. Your left leg comes up into the air. And you tap and lift. Tap and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Lower yourself down. Left foot on top of that right thigh. Right knee comes into your chest. You take your hand, you thread it through your legs, and you hold on to that knee, or if that's not comfortable, bring your hand underneath your knee. Somewhere you have enough leverage to bring that right thigh in toward your chest, getting a big stretch in your left glute. Uncross your legs, bring your arms out to the side. Let both of your knees fall all the way down to the right. Right hand can rest on top of that left leg, and you're going to turn your head and look over toward your left shoulder. Release your hand, keeping those thighs glued together. Bring them back to center. And then both of those knees are going to fall all the way down to the left. Your head turns to the right, and your left hand can rest on top of that right leg. Just notice if you feel yourself stretching through your hip. Release your hand. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, legs come up into the air. Those thighs stay glued together. Imagine you've got a penny between your knees. So you're squeezing your legs together. Both of those legs are going to come halfway down to the right, like the pendulum of a clock. And then lift them back up. And then halfway down to the left. And lift them back up. One more time, halfway down to the right. And lift. Halfway down to the left. And lift. Bend your knees, wrap your arms around your legs, rock yourself gently from side to side. And then stretch your legs back up into the air one more time. Point your toes to your face. Press those heels up toward the ceiling. So your foot is flat. You're pressing your foot up to the ceiling like you're trying to make a dirty footprint on the ceiling. And we're going to stay here. So this is a big stretch for the back of your legs, especially if you hold it for a moment. And then as you exhale, you try to bring those legs in even a little bit closer, right? So we're holding it, exploring the range of motion. If this feels safe, on your next exhale, you bring them in even a little bit closer. You might feel the stretch going from your calf to the back of your knee, to your hamstring, maybe all the way into your glutes. And then bend your knees, slide your hands to your thighs. Start to push your hands into your thighs. Your thighs are going to resist and they're going to push back. And this equal but opposite force is going to fire up your transverse abdominis muscles. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then release that sense of pressure. Place your feet on the floor. Slide your right leg straight out in front of you. Slide your left leg straight out in front of you. Sweep your arms up over your head. Spread your fingers really wide. Take a big breath in. Hold this breath. Imagine that I'm pulling on your ankles and somebody else is grabbing your wrists and we're pulling you in half. That's how much you're stretching. And then exhale, release your arms, release your shoulders, let your legs flop open to the side. Everything comes to a place of ease. As I mentioned, if you want to look around for a sweatshirt or a blanket or a pair of socks or something, take the opportunity to do it now because we're going to be lying down for a little while, I'll say, in our Yoga Nidra. So Yoga Nidra, as I mentioned, means sleep with awareness. And it's an effective way of achieving relaxation physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yoga Nidra is a way of focusing your mind in a relaxed state. So begin to become still. And then witness any sounds you may hear around you. And watch your incoming and outgoing breath consciously. As you breathe in, your abdomen is rising. And as you breathe out, the abdomen is falling. Feel great comfort, ease, and relaxation. And then take a moment to make a short resolve. A resolve is a determination to do something, to give up something. It could be a desire, an ambition, a habit, anything you might want to practice to better yourself, anything you might want to give up to better yourself. But whatever your resolve is, when you plant the seed, it will grow in a clear mind. So state your resolve silently to yourself 3 times. And then become aware of your head, the top of your head, your forehead, both sides of the forehead, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, the right eyelid, the left eyelid, the right eyeball, the left eyeball, the right ear, the left ear, the right cheek, the left cheek, the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, and the chin. Let your awareness rest on the right side of your body. Visualize your right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Feel the tips of the fingers. Be aware of your right palm, your wrist, your forearm, the right elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the right chest, the right side of the stomach, the thigh of the right leg, the knee, the right calf, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the foot, the right big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, the fifth toe, the whole right foot. And then take your consciousness to the left side of your body. Visualize your left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Feel the tips of the fingers. Be aware of your left wrist, your forearm, your left elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the left chest, the left side of the stomach, the thigh of the left leg, the knee, the calf muscles, the left ankle, the heel, the sole of the foot, the left big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, the fifth toe, the whole left foot. Become aware of your back. Your body is touching the floor. Be aware of the points of contact between the body and the floor. Relax your heels, your calf muscles, the back of the knee, the thighs, the hips, the lower back, the upper back, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, the shoulder blades, the back of the hands, the back of the arms, the neck, and the back of the head. Now move your awareness to your major body parts. Feel the full right foot, the left foot, the right leg, the left leg, the full right hand, the full left hand, the right arm, the left arm, your full back and spine, your complete abdomen, your chest, and the whole face. Your face is totally relaxed and peaceful. Feel your whole head and body together. Visualize your body lying down on the floor, completely relaxed. Become aware of your natural and normal breath. The breath is coming in and going out freely. You move with the breath fully and consciously. Don't force the breath. Just be a witness to it. With each inhalation, your abdomen is expanding. With each exhalation, it is contracting. As you are aware of your breath, start counting backwards with each breath in and each breath out as follows. I am breathing in 10. I am breathing out 10. I am breathing in 9, and so on, saying the words and numbers mentally as you count your breath. If you lose your place, just start again. Become aware once again of your breath. Feel with each inhalation that cool air is entering your nose and the body is receiving energy. You're getting strength, power, courage, good health, and happiness. Feel with each exhalation, warm air is coming out of your nose. You're releasing all the toxins, stress, ill health, all the weakness from your body. Your body is becoming relaxed. You feel as if you are sinking into the floor. Without opening your eyes, just become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your surroundings, the room that you're in. Lie quietly while you externalize your mind. Repeat your affirmation mentally 3 times with total involvement and total awareness. And then begin to roll yourself onto whichever side of your body feels more comfortable.
Slowly guide yourself back to a seated position and bring your hands together. Start to rub your hands together. Create some heat between your hands, some energy. And then pause and notice that energy pulsing between your hands. And return that energy to yourself by placing your hands on your forehead. Slowly slide your hands over your forehead, your eyebrows, your cheekbones, and your chin, coming back to rest at your heart center. Take a moment to express gratitude for taking the time to come to your mat this afternoon. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, bow forward. Namaste. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me on this Tuesday afternoon. And hopefully